Hi, Saurabh. Good to have you with us on Times Now. First up, I want to get your reading into what your thoughts are on today's address made by Donald Trump.
You know, if you're hearing me, Amita, this was the big speech by Donald Trump, because the first after the assassination attempt on him, and clearly the messaging was clear to American voters that he is strong and forced his attack. He is telling his supporters that he is there to stay not only in this contest, but it also to make sure that he will win the US presidency. But unlike Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is somebody I've interacted several times, I've interviewed him in the past, he was very, very different. He started off on a very, I would say, a different note of unity. He's invoking everybody in US, whether it's a Democratic voter, Republican voter, whether it's an Asian voter, whether it's an American. He's trying to send is also a message of unity. He's talking about global peace, which is good. He's talking about ending the Ukraine war. He's also, from India's standpoint, very, very important. He's talking about allowing skilled immigrants. When he speaks about curbing illegal immigrants, he's also saying that he's not against skilled immigration, legal immigrants, which would be good news for India's professionals who are there, in the US as skilled immigrants who are paying taxes, who are working in, IT sector, who are working and furthering the US economy. He's also talking about lowering taxes. So a very populist stance. He was obviously brought in a great sense of humor as well, which he all does, saying that some of the world leaders are missing him. He spoke about Kim Jong-un. He also spoke about ending the war in Ukraine. So, Amita, that's Donald Trump for you. But he was unfazed. Obviously, for anybody, if you have to go through a life-altering experience that like he did, with that assassination attempt, anybody would
Saurabh,
think
would
twice.
it, sway the mind when it comes to the undecided voter in the United States?
He sent out a message that Donald Trump continues to be the strongest candidate for the US presidency. And post this address, I would say that he has reinforced that even further. Amita?
Right. But Saurabh, would you believe that it would sway the minds as a recent assassination bid is concerned that failed? But do you believe that it will sway the mind when it comes to the undecided voter?
I would say that having a Trump presidency, and, I can't hear you very well, so let me talk about what I feel is the most important part of this address. I would say that a Donald Trump presidency will be in India's interest as well, because, we have a bipartisan relationship with the US now. Both the parties have been supporting, the partnership with India. So even if he becomes the president and he has a great relationship with Prime Minister Modi. So, and some of the things that he's talking about is something which India also has been talking about, ending the war in Ukraine, making sure that there is global peace. Certainly, those are the things which will be in India's interest as well. And I would say under a Trump presidency, we would expect some kind of, I would say, a sea change in the relationship. There are some issues like trade where he will be obviously taking on India. I would expect some concessions from India, but those are the part of give and take. I expect, and this address was very clear where he means business. He will want deals with America, with other countries on his own terms. And he's talking about making America affordable again, which will be a good thing for India's economic interest, because a lot of Indian goods are very good when it comes to the price points, which is something will be good from India's standpoint.
Well, it's been an over 90-minute address, and it was a thunderous reception that Donald Trump received, accepting as far as the presidency nomination there is concerned, because he believes to make America great again. Saurabh Shukla, the editor-in-chief of News Mobile. Thank you very much, Saurabh, for taking out your time and speaking to us here.